Welcome to the FundReveal Report Interpretation Session. I am Allie Wellington. The FundReveal Report is available through the Portfolio Analyzer and Monitor and the Fund Finder. The report is updated daily and reflects the latest risk-return behavior of funds. As fund behavior changes over time, the report is useful for you to make timely adjustments to your client portfolios. Our subscribers use the report as an automated analyst to help them optimize and monitor their portfolios based on correct application of proven MPT and efficient frontier methods developed by Nobel laureates. These tabs open different sections of the report. We will begin with the results table. Let's look at the symbol FCNTX. It is popular among do-it-yourself investors. Let's see how its risk-return behavior really is. Its sector or style is large growth. Click on the symbol and you see its name, Fidelity Contra Fund. It also shows AUM, or approximate assets under management, in $1 million, and then fund family. The ratings A, B, C, or D given in this column are useful for a quick eyeball comparison between funds. A indicates high return, low risk relative to the market. B takes more risk. It also produces more return than market. C indicates a low risk focus. Funds with a D rating have lower returns relative to the market with higher risk. They are not good investment choices as of the report date. These two columns show the FCNTX risk-return ratings for the most recent quarter and the prior quarter. They are indicative of the recent trend of fund behavior. FCNTX average return, risk, and WCR, that is, worst case return, are given in these columns. They are absolute measures and do not use any market index for comparison. In general, higher return, higher WCR, and lower risk compared to other funds are better. Persistence ratings for FCNTX are seen in these columns. Persistence ratings PRA, PRB, PRC, and PRD indicate the general tendency of the fund to be rated as A, B, C, or D. Persistence rating values range from 0 to 100. Generally, values above 50 for PRA, PRB, or PRA plus B indicate a general tendency of the fund to produce average returns greater than market. High PRC indicates a focus on safety. Generally, funds with government bonds and treasuries have high PRC. High PRD, above 25, indicates a tendency of the fund to take significant risk while producing less than market returns. These funds should be avoided if at all possible. For more details, you can click on any persistence rating of the fund. Here, you see color-coded bar graphs of the excess risk and return of FCNTX relative to the SP 500 for the last 20 rolling quarters. Green bars indicate an A rating. Blue means B. Orange or brown means C, and red means D rating. Over the last 20 rolling quarters, FCNTX has danced all over the A, B, C, and D ratings, indicated by the colors green, blue, orange, and red. This is not a good sign for consistency of behavior. Now, let's select these funds and these two indices for looking at their risk-return comparison and trends graphs. Here is the risk-return comparison graph, showing their risk and average returns. The icons are color-coded to indicate the risk-return ratings of funds. Including these indices allows us to see the risk-return values of funds relative to the indices and the values of the indices relative to SP 500. The rollover box contains more details, including sector, PR ratings, and the last 2 quarters ratings. The symbol key table on the left is useful for removing symbols or adding them back to the graph. The zoom function is useful for when fund icons are close to each other. Just below is the Fund Universe Risk-Return Graph. The graph is useful for monitoring the general drift of the mutual fund universe and to eyeball the proportion of funds in the A, B, C, or D quadrants over time. For example, in the crash year 2008, the S&P 500 volatility had increased significantly, while its returns were very negative. However, many low-risk funds performed positively, and many had better returns than market. Now, let's move to the Fund Trends table. Here, you see returns and risk of funds that you had selected from the results table. Q1 is the most recent rolling quarter. The red line is SP 500. You can see some funds trending higher than the market while their risk is reducing, and others doing the opposite. If you want to use sector rotation strategy, you can get a FundReveal report for only indices or only fund sectors. Then, the trends graph and the risk-return comparison graph will give you useful information for selecting and adjusting the weights of sectors in your portfolio and optimizing its risk-return balance. Now, let's do some housekeeping work with the results table. You can select funds from this table that you want to monitor as a watch list. Then, you can name and save the list to your account for future use in the Portfolio Analyzer and Monitor. If you want to download the results table to an Excel or CSV file, simply click on this button. The bottom of the report page always shows the risk-return trends for the S&P 500. The top graph shows the average daily returns, and the bottom graph shows the risk. Q1 means the most recent rolling quarter. This cursor rollover box gives risk-return values for each quarter. To save a copy, click the Save button and select a format. This graph is useful for monitoring market trends. Observe that a few quarters before the market crash of 2008, risk was increasing and returns were decreasing. In October, risk peaked and returns dropped precipitously. To summarize, the FundReveal report provides objective information for you to create risk-return optimized portfolios, monitor them regularly, and change their content. It helps you in applying MPT and efficient frontier concepts correctly. You can also use the report to test your ideas and check the validity of conventional rules of thumb. Convention may not always stand the test of objective information, particularly in the current global economic environment. That concludes our tutorial. When you are ready to use FundReveal or have more questions, please call toll-free 888-308-5857. Or better yet, send an email to support@fundreveal-advisor.com. Thank you for your time.